to the first Friday in October. It's the fourth day of the ninth month of the year. And you're in tune to NFM 98.9 for another presentation of Voices. My name is Socrates, host of today. I wasn't in on Wednesday, on Monday, so I gotta make up today. Say hey, hi to all my friends. When we come back from paying tribute to our sponsors, we'll do a quick shout out. But once again, welcome to another presentation of Voices.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
TDC Home and Building Depot 10 sale is back! Sale, sale, sale! TDC Home and Building Depot is having a massive 10 sale! Saturday, 5th October from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Save up to 80% off everything for your home and office. Name your price, get super deals, and rock bottom prices on a wide variety of items for your home and office, including the kitchen sink. Miss this one, blame yourself, because the savings are for one day only. You hear sale this coming Saturday. Head to the TDC Home and Building Depot's massive 10 sale. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. TDC, together we succeed.
This is the big one with a message for the nation. Of all the many calling programs in my country, if you want to talk popularity, it's 98.9 Win FM. Voices with Mr. Paul Ferguson. Calling on any topic you choose. He invites you to express your views, but you're not to call people's names, to slander or defame. But here's where the thing get controversial. Try telling him things really crucial. Even though you are armed with the fact, he tell you plain that he can't substantiate that. At our state-of-the-art health center, there was no backup generator, and so due to a power failure, a baby died in the incubator. Same time doctors in the theater performing a real delicate procedure. But before the caller could explain further, in jumps the moderator and he said, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it really mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate. Come again, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that. Play the song.
I'm gonna have to update that song and put in Jamster. It's another beautiful Friday. It's actually the first Friday in October. And if you see me, I'm wearing black, but it's not Black Friday. Black Friday is the 13th. Is when the 13th falls on a Friday in October, because that's the witch's high coven. On Friday the 13th, when Friday falls on October 13th, when the 13th falls on a Friday, that's Black Friday officially. So I'm wearing black today, but it's not Black Friday. I want to say good morning to Chris Collins. I want to send some shout out to the folks who actually make this so interesting. They tap in with the comments and support the show. So let's start with Chris Collins up there. If he's in Sheffield at home, I hope you had a nice breakfast. Now it's supposed to be about lunchtime right about now. So I hope you're enjoying a very scrumptious lunch. Then we go to Miss Brenda O'Neill. She was here with us a few weeks ago, and we call her a friend of the Federation. There's Rosemary Donalds up there in New York, and she has proven herself to be a great friend of the Federation in terms of the support she gave us over the many years in terms of sending health care to St. Kitts and Nevis. Jennifer Richards, that's the lady who was here with us a few weeks ago when we had the Calypsonians in the studio. She's back home, had a most wonderful time, took back tons of music, so I hope she's listening. So good morning to you, Jennifer. Mr. Valentine Monish, of course, morning to you. Mr. Derek V. Freights, good morning to you, sir. Mr. Eustace Hendrickson, good morning to you, sir. Chris Collins, once again. Culture, Dr. Sweeney, Dr. Leader, and the whole crew. Once again, welcome to another presentation of Voices. Now, we don't have any particular topic, but I had a conversation with Rosemary Donald last night. And I walk into the studio, and Jamster hit me with something pertaining. He sent me some material I'm going to have to open and look at. Oh, he's not sending it, but it refers to the longshoreman strike in New York and the settlement they're supposed to be getting to. One may ask the question, what does that have to do in St. Kitts? But there was a certain aspect of that conversation that was about price gouging. It's a strike that deals with the longshoremen delivering supplies to the supermarket shelves, etc. We who follow the news would have heard that there's been a run on the supermarket shelves and all the toilet papers are gone. We experienced something like that during the COVID era. People went panic shopping and they bought out all the toilet paper. Okay, you sent it. Now, what she said to me last night is that she had gone to a particular outlet to buy some paper towel, normally priced at $12. But when she got there, it was now up to $30. And in frustration, she walked away. I recall a few weeks ago, I made a remark or comment about a similar situation here in St. Kitts. We had gone to my regular food chain to buy certain food items, and I realized that the item I normally buy for $9.95 was now $11.95. I just walked to hell out the store. Now you were relaying to me a while ago, Jamster, that you had a similar situation where you went to buy with the family olive oil. Now here's the situation. Men can shop. Generally, I can speak for myself. We go to the supermarket and we just pick up things blindly. We don't check the prices. We don't do calculations. And we go to the checkout, we pay, and we leave. Most women don't do that. They have a calculator in their heads. They will say, okay, this costs 5 cents extra, 10, and they do the calculations. So by the time they get to the checkout counter, they're pretty sure of what they're paying for. Now, in some instances, some of these outlets don't label the price on the items on the shelf. So there's a guessing game. And when you get to the checkout now, you find you're paying more than you anticipated. In some cases, what happens? You'll see a price for item on the shelf, $19.95. and faithfully you pick it up, you go to the checkout, there's a different pricing there. And because we don't really check every little thing, you become a victim. I had experienced twice before. I was shopping with a tourist, and when we got to the checkout, she asked, well, how come this is that on the shelf, and here at the checkout, it costs more? And there were apologies that opened my eyes to the fact that it's a concurring recurrence. It's a recurrence all the time, but we don't pay attention to that. So whereas the item that Rosemary went to buy normally costing $12, because of the price gouging that takes place when you have a scarcity of items, people start panic shopping. These merchants jack up the prices. So she walked away. In your case, you mentioned there was an item you normally pay how much for? The item that you paid, it used to be $49.50. Then it went to $51.50, and now it's $67.50 with no explanation. And these are some of the things that we experience here daily. And we ask for price control, and people tell me with price control we'll have this knock-on effect. It's unfair. It's a betrayal to the consumer. You have to wait so long to get a raise in salary. And as a matter of fact, some time ago when there was an announced raise or increase in salaries, these guys took up the price accordingly. Just based on the anticipated raise in salary, they took up their price of their commodities just like that. So you remain the perpetual victim. And it's wrong. It is wrong. What redress do we have? I, in my little penny halfpenny, walk in the place proudly, chest up in the air. I want to buy my my almond milk. And it's normally at $9.95 thereabouts. Yes, the smaller cartoon, not the $19.95 one. And I just walked out and said, what the hell is this? Well, back then it used to be $23.95. And more often than not, when there's a hike in the price because of some external shock, when things get normalized, they very rarely take the prices down again. We had the situation years ago when the gas price went up. Okay, price went up. Then it came down across the region. The prices stayed up. And it's just wrong. These outlets are supposed to be consumer friendly because they're making the profits based on the bottom line. So why engage in price gouging? Kamala Harris says she's going to attack price gouging. Oh, you can't do that. That's socialism. So I want to thank you for that that lead that you gave me last night, Rosemary. And I want to lead into something else. We don't have any topic. Let me just speak to something else before we open the lines to the callers. We are in October. It's the 4th day of October. Officially, the tourism season has started. There's been some discussion about the need for the refresher course or courses for the various stakeholders in the industry. Currently, there is one ongoing for taxi operators and such. I just had a conversation in the circus before he came here, and people were questioning, why do we have to go? And Rossi, he's also a contributor to this program. He said, I believe it's necessary. You can learn something. It's good to update your craft as often as possible. And I agree with him, right? But it shows the seriousness. We have a caller. Let me pause on that. Let's see what this caller have to contribute. Go to caller, your live on voices. Okay. We missed your call. Please call back and we'll continue where that was interrupted. Yeah, so where was I now? Or the need, the seriousness which we approach the tourism industry is, as far as I know, I haven't really compared it to the CBA program, but on its own, it's the number one foreign revenue earner. We compete with so many destinations across the region, not only within the region, but when you're the Mediterranean, those who go to Mexico, etc., South America. We have on St. Kitts what's called tourist patrol. And this became necessary because we have many of the visitors who would wander off in areas that's not normally seen as places to visit. And we've had challenges where some years ago there was I won't say spate, but at least 3 incidents of purse snatching. In one incident, and this is when C.G. Waldman was here as the Commissioner of Police, he had to go aboard the ship. He was summoned aboard that particular cruise line that was in port and give assurance that they will address the matter of the purse snatching. If not, that particular ship would not return to the Federation. This was over a weekend, Friday, Thursday, Friday, thereabouts. The Monday morning, I was at Port Zante, and I saw tall, distinguished-looking C.J. Waldman strolling on the port, heading to the ship to present satisfactorily that we've caught the culprit, and here is the purse. Let's take this call. Go, they call you live on Voices.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? Well, good morning. Is it still morning now?
It is still morning. Yes. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm splendid, sir.
Good. Funny you just mentioned Commissioner of Police. I just saw an article in the online media in St. Kitts that a particular customs officer has just had his firearms returned to him and told that there was a misunderstanding. Have you seen that yet?
I glanced something about a customs officer, but I didn't read any details.
Right. So that just happened following a meeting this morning with the Commissioner of Police. But it's interesting how many U-turns are happening recently with government civil servants being turned away from their jobs, some of them being told that it's a misunderstanding, etc. What's really going on in St. Kitts? I mean, who is in charge?
Sometimes the tail wag the dog, eh?
Say that again?
Sometimes the tail wags the dog.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. But, it's just, it just sort of highlights, like, who is in charge, Things are happening that shouldn't be happening, and then you're told it's some kind of misunderstanding after public outrage, And on that note, I wanted to ask, whatever happened to the curious story, the curious case of this customs officer who apparently committed suicide with his own firearms on the job, and then only to find out that forensic report said that it wasn't. Whatever happened to that case? Do we know?
I don't know if there was any follow-up done. Sometimes things are allowed to blow over and the public forgets about it, and then the band plays on.
The band plays on. I love your analogy. It's wow.
The band plays on.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the personalities involved, who you know, who you're related to, and how many attention is put on that particular matter. And then in the midst of that, now something else happens, and then that is forgotten. Unfortunately, we live in real time, where every latest incident supersedes the other. And somebody remembers, whatever happened to that case? And we'll, we don't know. It's not funny, but it happens.
It should still be in the queue somewhere. It should still be on the agenda. The processes should still be in place. It just occurred to me this morning when I was reading about these customs officer incidents. I don't know.
Well, it's good for a person like you to have that platform, that outlet to, keep informed of what's happening and ask the relevant questions, because there are many persons living here who may not be aware. A lot of folks learn about things happening in St. Kitts from persons overseas, because these things happen, and in real time, the information is out there. Okay?
Yeah, I have noticed that. But yeah, thank you for your time anyway.
Much appreciated. As we take this next call, go there, caller, you live on Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Mr. Brown, you're in town.
Yes, I'm in town.
So what's going down?
Oh, a lot, my boy, a lot.
Let's have it.
Yes, good morning to the listeners home and abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Brown here. Well, so, did the Ministry of Tourism did any correction to the bathroom facilities in the mall, seeing that our season has started?
They have not addressed it. What I understand, and I'm not making any apologies for them, I understand that there's supposed to be overall refurbishing of the mall. So that will be taken into consideration there and then. That's what I heard some time ago. Things may have changed. I can't give you an official update, but that's my understanding.
But that still don't sound right, you know. Because if you're doing an overhauling of the entire mall, it means that you have to get out all your tenants.
Well, letters have been sent to certain tenants to let us aware.
A few who are very delinquent, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I'm delinquent. I'm one of the delinquents. Facts.
Yeah. The King.
Sir.
Have the practice started with Wingrove?
They'll be meeting tomorrow. He said it will be on the 2nd of October. He mentioned that earlier on, but I don't believe anything has happened as yet. There'll be a meeting tomorrow for all Calypsonians and the tent leaders at Warner Park at 2 o'clock. And from there, I think you'll see something happening.
Yes, we need something happening. We're ready for Calypso, you know, the King. We're ready for Calypso. We're ready for short pants. We're ready for cutter. We're ready for the Calypsonians. We're ready for the bands.
What are some of the topics you want to hear?
To have some fun and spend some money.
What are some of the topics you want to hear?
Well, I want to hear on the very poor performance of this government. Worst Labour government ever took office in this federation. I hope the Calypsonians, them are writing the songs, the melody, the tempo.
Who you think will sing that?
Well, who I think would sing that?
Yep.
Well, King Socrates, very, very unique and very technical in his calypsos.
Anybody else?
We would get something out of Godfrey. Very, very technical and very unique Calypsonian again.
Don't you want even a big lice?
Oh, Lord, don't talk about the lice. That's the grandfather of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, it's his government and he loved the Prime Minister and he campaigned very hard to make sure the Prime Minister won his seat the third time around. And now he's very disappointed, so I'm waiting for his song.
Anybody else? So you call Socrates, I mentioned Big Lice. Who else?
Well, I'm looking to hear what the unexpected is coming with. And unexpected, please don't come sing junk. Please come and put on your natural performance.
Mm-hmm. So what you saying now? People really want to hear from the Calypsonians, but they want to hear political commentary.
This year especially?
They want to hear about the Bassi High School.
Political commentary.
The high school, the PEP payments. What else? The new hospital. What about the housing scheme? What else?
Yes, the housing scheme, the poor performance of JNF Hospital. The join off of all of over 8,000 people off the step or PEP or PAP.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The firing of labor persons, PLP and PAM personnel. Well, we can't vex with them, you know, because remember this song that the Road March campaign song they had, get rid of them.
Where didn't they get rid of Big Lice?
Yes, that's what
that was the big slogan. Huh?
These people were singing this song and walking up and whining and grinding to this song and didn't know that they were singing on themselves.
Well, that was big red slogan. Fire them, get rid of them.
Yeah. Oh, the king.
Yep.
Bastia Junior High School.
All right.
Please come this weekend. You didn't come last weekend. Please come this weekend and please clean up the Washington Archibald High School. And plus, they are in the celebration, the 25th year as Washington Archibald High School, and 15 years before that as Bastia Junior High School.
So you're asking for them to come and clean up the area?
Yes, man, the step parks and beaches, please, you come and clean up Washington Archibald High School. Plus, this is the celebration month.
October.
And year of 25 years under Washington Archibald.
Okay.
Not only that, the old Bastia High School law, that looked terrible down there. Please, that need some cleaning up.
Okay, Carl Brown.
The parks and beaches workers reach out to me, so they say, Mr. Brown, we hear you on the air saying we must clean this, we must clean that. But what we come to tell you is that, please, because they say when you talk, the government does move and act and perform. Please tell the government that we need machines, we need working equipment. That is why so much grass and bush is up and down the place. We don't have the machinery and the equipment to do the work.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm going to encourage them to take out $250,000 out the SID and buy you some proper machines, blood, rake, cutters, what you call them?
Weed eaters.
Weed eaters, lawnmowers, drive mower, and push mowers. And they need some tree cutters.
But here's what. I want you to know that this program is never the same without you. Okay? And for the many people who listen and support your commentary on your behalf, the behalf of Win FM, I want to say thank you. We do have to break for a station break at the moment, but please call back.
No problem.
Right? And let's continue our conversation.
Long time, and we'll be here a long time more.
Carl Brown in town, something going on. Okay, we take a break now and come back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
TDC Home and Building Depot 10 sale is back! Sale! TDC Home and Building Depot is having a massive 10 sale. Saturday, 5th October from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Save up to 80% off everything for your home and office. Name your price, get super deals, and rock bottom prices on a wide variety of items for your home and office, including the kitchen sink. Miss this one, blame yourself, because the savings are for 1 day only. You hear sale this coming Saturday. Head to the TDC Home and Building Depot's massive 10 sale. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. TDC, together we succeed.
Buster, pour it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, what's the brother colors in my life? Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. But stand you full of vibes, living full color, and I'm black and white. We do what we like, we live to enjoy life. Buster, pour it up, different flavor. Load it up, if you have one, hold it up and say, what's the brother colors in my life?
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
To our viewers and listeners, once again, good morning. Welcome back to the program. Zamikwa let me know. She said, text me to tell me, leave Big Lice alone. Now, I'm a fan of Big Lice. He's a fellow Calypsonian. I love what he does, etc. So there's no animus between us. It's just that we don't need a social commentary. So I will not leave him alone because he has a contribution to make. And there are lots of folks, as Carl Brown intimated, would like to hear from him on the various issues that's out there for this now new Calypso season. So lines are open. Let's continue the little chatter. Thank you, Carl Brown. So Zamikwa, ain't easy, but I'm a fan of Big Lies also. Okay? All right. So I was talking about the whole, we have a call? Caller, you live on Voices.
Lines are open.
Lines are open. You're live and direct.
Good day, Socrates.
Good day, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm very good in the name of Jesus Christ. And greetings in the name of Jesus Christ. He who is the only Savior of all his chosen, his elect sinners, to save them from the sin and from hell, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. Jesus is. Now,
amen to that.
Yeah, amen. First of all, by the reservoir here in Middle Island, the drains are very clogged up that are leading from the water dam, and they need cleaning up very bad and flushing out very, very, very urgently. It's harboring a lot of mosquitoes and so on. That's the water dam at the reservoir here in Middle Island.
Next to the cemetery?
Well, not too far from the cemetery.
To the left, if you're traveling west, it's to the left of the cemetery.
Going west, yeah, going in the Sandy Point direction.
Did the heavy rains contribute to that?
Yes, the heavy rains contributed a whole lot to it.
Okay.
And so if we get, even if we get a little rain now, because the drains are clogged up, water come over in the road a lot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, Socrates, you spoke about price control.
Yes.
Now, with all due respect, based upon the laws of supply and demand, when you have what you call panic buying or national emergencies, you need to have what is called price gouging. You need to have it? Yes, and it is a very noble thing to do.
Let's hear your take on this. Let's hear your take on this, that you need to have price gouging.
Yeah, you need to have it because during those contexts, I'm talking about in the time of national emergency and also in the time of panic buying. In those contexts, you do need it, and it is a noble thing to do during those times. The reason why I said that is this: the law of supply and demand cannot bend to please anybody. It is always operational, no matter how we feel about it. And if you go against the law of supply and demand, you're going to always lose. God, this is how God created his universe to run. Now, what happened is that during these times of national emergency and panic shopping and that sort of stuff, if you do not put up the price or jack up the price, what's going to happen is that those things that are panic buying over, they're going to finish very, very quickly. And because of that, and only few people are going to get them compared to those who don't get them, because people are going to be buying tons.
So that justifies the price increase?
It is in the context of law demand, and it does, because when you increase the cost, you allow more people to get more of this stuff. But when you don't increase the cost, only fewer people are able to get this stuff.
I'm not following that.
Hello?
I am not following that logic.
Because the first few who get to them and who buys them up are those who are going to have them, and the most people who did not get to them, they're going to be out of them.
That creates the opportunity for those who can afford to buy more to buy in bulk. And so the majority who are in need, who wants to come and buy at the regular price, cannot then get any because those who want to just buy in bulk because they can afford it, they'll do so.
Well,
So
it
that does
depends
not
on
justify it. It makes no sense.
No. It depends on how much you carry up the price. The bulk that people are going to be able to buy in going to be a whole lot less. Depends on how much you carry up the price by.
They're not bargaining then.
Hello?
They're not bargaining the wholesale prices or retail prices. They're saying this costs $10, price gouging because of whatever, and you have to buy. So people start to panic buy and they buy as much as possible for themselves because they can better afford at that price. Those who are less unfortunate cannot compete with that.
The more the price go up, the less people are going to be buying off that stuff, and therefore more people and therefore more would be there for more people. You might not be able to buy 8, you might only be able to buy 2, but at least you got something. Compared to if you ain't cap the prices, and the first few in the line done them, you who behind ain't getting nothing. At least it is better to get 1 or 2.
And because the few were able to buy at that increased price, the merchants then will say, jack with the price again. Because they realize people are buying irregardless.
They cannot carry up the price.
How you mean they can't carry it up? In the first place,
at all. They cannot carry up the price so high that nobody buying at all. That ain't make no kind of business sense. What you want to do, you want to strike a balance where you make as much profit as possible, but at the same time, you cannot carry it up so high that nobody able to buy it. So that's how the law of supply and demand go. And not only that. When prices go up, it sends a signal to other investors, hey, in this area you could make money, so other people come in and sell this thing, provided government doesn't block them.
That sounds like Trump economics.
Other people enter the market selling the same thing.
We agree.
Which brings on the price.
That sounds like Trump economics.
There is nowhere where price control has been practiced and it work out for the good of the people. There is nowhere. I am yet to see here one example where government clamped down on price gouging during times of panic buying and national emergency, where it work out for the good of everybody. There's no way, at least in places that have not done it. Yes, the price went up, but the price did not go up so far that nobody could buy it at all. That ain't make no business sense. But what it did, more people were able to get because this thing then stay on the shelves a lot longer due to the increase in price. That's just supply and demand.
You and I are going to disagree on this one.
Well, I'm telling you how it has worked out in life, and I'm
I
telling
hear
you how supply and demand goes. Prices are set by supply. When government apply price control, what you end up creating in the long run, everywhere it has been done, you end up creating shortages of goods and black markets. That's why you end up.
That's going to the extreme, Gregory. That is going to the extreme.
But the extreme always results when a government apply price control. It always results.
I'm not buying that.
Well, give me an exception.
I won't really waste a lot of oxygen in this. I say we disagree in this one.
Yeah, give me. Well, I'm waiting to hear of an exception.
I said I am not going to continue wasting oxygen in this. We just disagree.
Okay. Thirdly, I would like to say quickly. It's very hypocritical for people to be condemning Israel bombing of the Gaza, flattening the Gaza, and at the same time backing Hillary and Biden, who are supplying Israel with the money, the weapons, and the ammunitions and all that is needed to flatten Gaza. Now, Trump ain't better, but at least these are who in office now. And it's very, very hypocritical.
It's not about who's in office, it's American policy.
No, it's about who is in office, because who is in
They
office...
follow the beat of the same drum.
No, but who, no, because if it's a matter who is in office, then why make this big deal about whether who in office or yes or not?
It's politics, it's hypocrisy, it's a show for the public.
Yeah, it is that, but I'm not going to excuse those who are in office because
I'm not asking you to
do it.
excuse anyone. I'm saying it's established American policy. They all
but
parrot
you don't have
the
to
same.
go along with it.
They all parrot the same talking point. Look at who control Congress. The majority are Jews. Who control the banking? They're Jews.
But I'm telling you,
they have to have the policy.
When Ron Paul was in office, he never to go along with the policy in Congress.
You know a guy named Henry Kissinger? Do you know a man called Henry Kissinger?
Yes, Henry Kissinger.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you, there are politicians who are not going with the establishment on policy. For example, today you have Thomas Massey in Congress, and he's not going along with the established policies.
He's in the minority.
That's what you don't have to go along with it.
Now, Gregory, I agree with the hypocrisy you're trying to highlight, totally. But I'm saying it's not a Biden-Harris policy. It's an American policy. That's part of the foreign policy agenda.
What I'm saying, Biden and Harris do not have to go along with it. They can reject it.
When?
You hold on. So you are telling me you have to go along with a policy that is murdering people? No, don't give me that sacrifice.
I am not excusing it. I am not excusing it. I said I agree with what you're saying.
You have to go along with it.
But it's not a Biden-Harris policy. It didn't start with them.
But they are doing it. They are executing
complicit,
it. So
yes. Complicit, yes. But they did not create it.
And they don't have to go along with it.
I hear you.
I don't care who policy it is from who policy it is. All I'm saying is that they are culpable and they are responsible and they are accountable for what? For carrying out the policy. And anybody who come and tell me, oh, they're backing Biden and they're backing Harris, but at the same time, they're condemning the Israel bombing of Gaza. Sorry, but you're being very hypocritical.
When you say you're referring to the third party, not me.
No, when I say you,
the third party, I understand.
Everybody.
I agree with you.
Everybody. When I say you,
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of people.
I was just trying to get it out there that it is not a construct of Harris Biden.
Well, that really doesn't matter. No? That doesn't matter because they should bring it to an end.
Yeah, let us try.
They should bring it to an end. But instead they are executing it. So they ain't got no excuse whether they started it or ain't started it.
Do you understand that short of signing an executive order, Congress have to vote on it?
Yeah, but Biden does
Congress have to vote on it. So even though he go outside of that and sign an executive order, nothing happens.
No, that ain't true. That ain't true because the presidency does have some prerogative that Congress doesn't have to sign to. And giving arms to countries, the president can stop it without Congress. It ain't everything had to go through Congress. Yes, a lot of stuff had to go to Congress, but
I
not
just
everything.
said short of signing an executive order, it has to go through Congress to Congress.
No. Biden have the power as the president to stop arms going to any country.
What do you say, partner?
He has that power as the president because the president has certain powers. That's not a Congress thing. He can stop it today.
When Reagan sent troops to Grenada, it was via an executive order, and he informed Congress after. That's the same accommodation he has in signing an executive order. How popular will it be?
So therefore, he did not need Congress.
I didn't say he needs Congress. What I'm saying is not a Biden-Harris construct.
But I'm saying,
it's
but
an
that does not
ingrained.
matter.
Okay.
But that does not matter. That's not an excuse because they can stop it today if they want to.
Okay, all right.
So who construct it is and who construct it is that is really irrelevant on this issue.
Got you.
So that's the main thing. And above all, I want to let people know, hey, if you die outside of Jesus Christ, you're going to end up in hell for all eternity because only the blood of Jesus Christ can save you from your sin and from hell. Okay, thank you very much, Socrates.
Thank you very much. Amen to that. Amen to that. Okay. We have this caller. I have a surprise guest who walked in on me a short while ago. He says he's on the pointer. Ross, I trust is in the house. Welcome back to the areas of Win FM 98.9. Let's, according to Jam, so let's pause for another station break and then come back and have a little chit chat with the rest. Okay? Cool.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
TDC Home and Building Depot 10 sale is back! Sale, sale, sale! TDC Home and Building Depot is having a massive 10 sale! Saturday, 5th October from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Save up to 80% off everything for your home and office. Name your price, get super deals, and rock bottom prices on a wide variety of items for your home and office, including the kitchen sink. Miss this one, blame yourself, because the savings are for 1 day only. You hear sale this coming Saturday. Head to the TDC Home and Building Depot's massive 10 sale. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. TDC, together we succeed.
The start of the week, it's time for a new perspective. It's time for Unfiltered. Join Azar Gums, lawyer and deputy leader of the People's Action Movement, for raw and unfiltered political analysis of the current events in St. Kitts and Nevis. Tune in every Sunday evening from 7:30 p.m. on Win FM as he breaks the mantle and cuts through the unfiltered political noise to bring you the facts. Join Azard every Sunday evening on Win FM 98.9 and winfm.com unfiltered.
Okay, so welcome back to our viewers and listeners. We have a call on the cups of the entry. Let's take this call out. Good day, you're live on Voices.
Hey, the King.
Mr. Bonwinchon.
Yes, Carl Brown here again.
Mm-hmm.
King, a couple of things. One, to Mr. Jeffrey Hanley, the representative of Newtown. You drive along the Newtown Bay Road often. Mr. Hanley, you don't see the condition of that wall coming from all the way up there by what used to be St. Kitts gases, come right down to the TDC mall down there. That come right down to Port Zante. You see the condition of that wall, King?
You're talking about the Sands Complex?
Yeah, he come right down to the Sands complex.
Because they finish them all. Yeah.
He start up there where used to be St. Kitts gases.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes right down there to Port Dante. You see the condition of that wall? And that's our main road. That's in our ports. All the ports in Bass there, that piece of wall is you could say, encircle the area.
I would say, Calbram, that's something that should be addressed after the end of the hurricane season. That right now.
But that should have been addressed a very long time ago.
Okay.
I used to tell Mr. Ian Patrice Libert about it when he was the representative.
Okay.
And he did nothing.
Okay.
Right? And he now come down to Mr. Hanley, and I would expect that Mr. Hanley will do something about it.
Okay.
Because it's getting worse and worse. He's almost no wall there now.
Bro,
yes.
How you doing, my brother?
Good. When you look at it there, it's almost no wall there.
All right.
Yeah. The other thing is, the king. I am looking at some recent comments you had seen from our diplomat there last week.
On.
Did you see those comments?
I was in the studio. I was now focusing on social media, but close in.
Mr. Vaughan.
I saw that. Yes.
Well, I see nobody wants to touch it, and people do not seem to be looking at that. But when the young lady take her stands at the UN, everybody had it as a political topic, all kind of diverse topic.
Mm-hmm.
And the young lady was called home, and then when we put the pressure on the government, we were then told that she was on vacation, and then only to see her return to her job.
Okay.
So we are asking what the government and the authorities is going to do on those comments, alleged comments by Mr. Vaughan. That's supposed to be our representative diplomat.
Did you say that we're waiting?
Eh?
Did you just say that we're waiting to see?
Well, we know we will become Stevie Wonder.
Well, let me wait and see.
Well, even Stevie
Give it a
Wonder
minute.
won't see.
Give it a minute. Let's wait and see.
Yeah. The other thing, the CVI just recently fully obtained from the 1st of this month a statutory corporation. We have seen and heard that Mr. Martin either resigned or was fired by the Prime Minister. We are asking the question continually, what is the truth about that? Because he came in the office one day and told his staff he will not be there no more.
I saw a notification purportedly from him that he would be resigning at the end of that month, which would be the end of September. So it came purportedly from him that he would be resigning as of the end of the month. So if that was accurate, that would have been enough time that he would have given about his intention, speaking to a resignation, not firing.
Okay, good. That's all we want. You see, they went into Parliament and passed this law, right? But yet nobody who have the right to speak is speaking. The callers and the people on the street like me who have to bring and draw these things to the general public. And we shouldn't be doing the job.
Imagine you're not being paid for it.
People are paid to do that job. This is a free community nation service that we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, the king, since he has resigned,
wrap up for me quickly, please.
Last thing, who are the candidates for Mr. Martin's job? You see, these are things that are supposed to come to the general public that we are asking people to,
When is the PM's next conference? Scheduled? When is the PM's next monthly press conference scheduled for?
Boy, once ago we used to know, now we don't know. Because the PM is a bird, he always in the air.
Well,
we have a foreign prime minister and a foreign government.
Maybe he have an iPhone. Maybe you have an iPhone 16.
Well, you see, you will have to find out and call an overseas number because
maybe he have an iPhone 16. Carl, I have to introduce a guest, right? And we have about 4 minutes before the midday break, so let me do that, please, right? So thank you very much. Appreciate that, right? Yeah. As I trust, we have a hotline this morning, right? Yeah. Once again, welcome to the studios of WinFM, and thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, good morning to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good morning to everybody. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for the opportunity to be here again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to encourage you and invite you to come on out next week, Saturday the 12th of October, to the 14th Annual World Food Day Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition happening down at the St. Kitts Eco Park from 12 p.m. until. And one of the major highlights is the high school, the secondary school cooking competition, to which last evening, we had the first training session with Chef Marshall, the head chef at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, where he informed and educated the participants as to how you go about putting together your dishes, moisture with texture, crunchy, and certain enlightenment. And there should be another session next week where they do a little bit of practical in terms of plating, holding your knife, and so forth and so forth, ahead of the competition next week, Saturday. We have 5 schools participating this year.
They were in attendance last night?
Yes, these students were there
Beautiful.
In attendance last night at the college.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the hands-on insight as to what it is to be a chef, what it is to take part in a competition, how you go about peering things on the plate. You don't want everything soft. You need texture with softness. If you do a mash, so the other session would involve the actual demonstration, holding of the knife, plating, and different stuff like that. All right. The schools participating, and we're encouraging the communities, the parents, to come out and support your children. We have the Virtuals High School. We have the Charles A. Mills Secondary School. We have the Sadler's Secondary School. We also have the Kean High School. And we have the defending champion, the Bastia High School. So all 5 schools will be competing this year. First year we had 3 schools. Last year we had 4. Now this year we have 5. So as you see, the competition is even greater this year. So we're encouraging the general public to come on out and support the children, support the cooperative, support the many vendors that would be there, showcasing the many different things happening within the sector of agriculture.
You also spoke to prizes. We got less than a minute. So what we have for prizes for those categories?
Well, first prize is $1,000 for the school. Second prize is $700. Third is $500, and I think fourth is $300. But our students,
more sponsors to come aboard, tourism, etc.
Yeah, well, tourism did reach out to us, so we give thanks for them coming on board and lending some support. Each children would be getting a gift certificate, a gift basket.
Each participant?
Each participant, yes. All the children will be awarded, for their participation. So nobody feels left out. But the cash prizes, the winning prizes goes to the school.
Winning school?
Yes.
And so, big trophy and bragging rights and all that?
Yeah, that goes to the school, So, again, the cooking competition starts at 1. So for those who want to be there for that,
okay,
we're encouraging you to come early.
We do have to pause now for the presentation of the WinFM's midday newscast. If you can stick around, that's great. If not, you missed it out. But we will be right back after the presentation of WinFM's midday newscast. Thanks for listening.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With the WinFM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown. Our top stories. Cabinet Secretary on Aspire program to boost youth financial literacy. ICT Minister talks Federation's digital transformation. Guyana opposition leader threatens legal action over potential new police commissioner. Export St. Lucia hosts Tourism Expo. Internationally, Iran's supreme leader defends strikes on Israel in rare public speech. Now the details. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, announced the launch of the Aspire program during the Independence 41 National Youth Rally on September 13th. The initiative aims to provide financial support and education to the Federation's youth. Dr. Drew revealed that the government would invest an initial EC $1,000 for each child between the age of 5 and 18 in St. Kitts and Nevis. The investment will be divided into two parts. 500 EC will be deposited in each child's bank account at National Bank, and the remaining $500 will be allocated for investments in local companies. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natta discussed the program on Winds Island Tea on October 3rd, explaining the rollout and its implications for the youth. Aspire is achieving success through personal investment, resources, and education. During a budget address on December 13th, Dr. Drew outlined plans for a financial education and savings program to give young citizens a head start in financial literacy. Dr. Natta elaborated on the program's phases, stating,
"The first phase, which we think and we feel we can really deal with very quickly, is setting up of the savings accounts."
The newly launched portal at aspire.gov.kn allows parents and guardians to register their children for the program.
So the sort of low-hanging fruit is opening the savings account. Every day people open savings accounts. That's very easy for us to do.
The second phase involves setting up investments in shares, particularly with the primarily government-owned St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank and the cable. Dr. Natta highlighted the third phase, which focuses on financial education and literacy.
We want to go a step beyond that and teach persons how to grow their money, what are investments, what are shares, that sort of thing.
The program will tailor financial literacy education to different age groups with a curriculum developed in collaboration with the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank ECCB and the Ministry of Education's Curriculum Department Unit. Dr. Natta mentioned plans for pilot programs in selected schools, emphasizing the need for careful testing before a full rollout. Eligibility for the program is limited to citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis by birth or descent, aged 5 to 18, currently enrolled in school. The Cabinet Secretary explained that parents must provide a birth certificate and a valid citizenship certificate if the child was born outside the country. For those interested in applying, the website provides the necessary information and a frequently asked questions section. Dr. Natta noted that just over 1,000 applicants have already applied, estimating that there are about 10,000 to 11,000 potential beneficiaries with an initial investment of about 11 million EC dollars. He encouraged parents to register their children, stating,
"This is a novel program. There's nowhere else in the Caribbean, I don't know about even globally, that a government is investing in this way in their young people."
The Aspire program aims to combine financial support with educational resources for the youth of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis continues to advance its digital transformation as part of its broader goal of building a sustainable island state. Government initiatives supported by the high rate of smartphone ownership among citizens are driving this transition. Speaking at a press conference on October 3rd, the Honorable Congress Maynard, Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, emphasized the significant role of smartphone penetration and expanding technological infrastructure in supporting the government's digital agenda. Quote, "With almost every person in St. Kitts and Nevis owning a smartphone, we have a unique opportunity to implement digital government services," Minister Maynard said. He added that this access to technology allows the government to provide public services more efficiently through digital platforms. Recent government efforts have included the launch of online services such as digital tax filing and platforms for air travel aimed at strengthening public administration. The goal is to allow residents to access essential services such as applying for passports, driver's license, and starting businesses using mobile devices or computers. Minister Maynard also noted that the country's smaller geographic size allows for quicker implementation of digital solutions, stating that, quote, "The ability to deploy these solutions efficiently is an advantage," end quote. International partnerships have been central to developing St. Kitts and Nevis's digital infrastructure. Minister Maynard highlighted the collaboration with organizations such as the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, and the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, CTU, which provide technical guidance and support in digital development. At the CTU ICT Week 2024 held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort from September 30th to October 4th, regional discussions focused on creating a regulatory body to coordinate digital transformation efforts across the Caribbean. Rodney Taylor, the CTU's Secretary General, discussed the importance of regulatory alignment for improving regional cooperation in the information and communication technology sector. Taylor said the aim is to establish a regulatory body that will standardize ICT policies across the Caribbean. He explained that the goal is to create consistent policies that would facilitate the adoption of technologies like 5G, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence, AI, which also attracts investment into the region's ICT sector. A key topic at CTU ICT Week 2024 is ensuring digital inclusion for all citizens as well, with a particular focus on supporting older populations. Honorable Hassel Bacchus, President of the CTU and Minister of Digital Transformation in Trinidad and Tobago, addressed the role of young people in assisting seniors with adapting to new technologies. CTU ICT Week 2024, held under the theme Bridging Technologies for a Sustainable and Inclusive Future, brings together regional leaders and stakeholders to discuss strategies for fostering digital growth across the Caribbean. The event emphasizes the need for coordinated regional efforts and inclusive digital policies that ensure equitable access to technology for all citizens. In regional news, Guyana opposition leader threatens legal action over potential new police commissioner. Guyana News source reports.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton threatened legal action if President Irfan Ali goes ahead in appointing acting police commissioner Clifton Hicken to the substantive position just before Mr. Hicken proceeds on his retirement. In an interview with NewsSource, Mr. Norton said he has already approached his attorneys to look at the issue following the receipt of the letter from Parliamentary Minister Gail Teixeira, where he hinted to the imminent appointment of Mr. Hicken. The opposition leader said he does not intend to respond to Ms. Teixeira, and should he decide to respond at all, he will write to the President directly to express his displeasure. At the core, Mr. Norton said he believes that the move to confirm Mr. Hicken is a payback, noting that the acting commissioner has not been independent.
I cannot be satisfied with the performance of Hicken. More importantly, Hicken is known to be involved in politics in the sense of campaigning for the PPP, especially in African Guyanese villages. How could you have a commissioner who is supposed to be independent being involved in the politics of the country? Hicken really needs to retire and go home. That is what he needs to do.
Further, Mr. Norton said he believes that the acting commissioner is not competent and told NewsSource that the recent corruption scandal that hit the police force was enough to send Mr. Hicken packing already.
Every child in Guyana knows of the various scandals and corruption things that are happening. And therefore, to appoint Hicken while there is all of this, these allegations about corruption and against Hicken himself being untrustworthy, what you are in fact doing is, in some regard, giving a positive sanction to what is happening in Guyana Police Force.
Mr. Norton said with everything ongoing and the fact that the police force has shown that it is prepared to protect government politicians, Hicken's appointment would establish that Guyana is a lawless society where the police force is subject to political directions and not the rule of law.
Export St. Lucia hosts Tourism Expo. DBS St. Lucia has that story.
About 60 manufacturers had their products on display at Export St. Lucia's inaugural Business-to-Business Tourism Expo, building connections and linkages, a taste of St. Lucia. The expo featured a range of products from jewelry to personal care products. Sunita Daniel, CEO of Export St. Lucia, says the idea for this event came after the first National Independence Expo on the William Peter Boulevard 2 years ago.
We were walking around with Minister Hile and the GG and our own minister, and the remarks coming out of them was that the products and what they're seeing are of such excellent quality that they think a lot more of those products should be entering our tourism industry.
Dr. Ernest Hilaire, Minister for Tourism, stressed the importance of other sectors in the country benefiting from tourism. Dr. Hilaire says that efforts must be made to ensure that the tourism dollar stays in the country, and that governments over the years have taken action to ensure that more goods for hotels are sourced locally.
Linkages is very important.
In fact, in our new Tourism Development Act, we've made it a condition for a developer to get added incentives that one of the principles has to be a demonstration of sourcing their products from the local markets. We've made it a requirement, and I think it is 40%. 40%. If you can demonstrate that 40% of your requirements are sourced from the local market, you can qualify for an extra 15%. Let me be careful with the figures. These days, people will quote you and say you said the wrong thing. But the point is, as you source locally, you qualify to get more incentives.
Commerce Minister Emma Hippolyte says despite the financial aid to businesses, especially MSMEs, more work still needs to be done to get local manufacturers' products into the hotels.
When we met with the business community, together with the Minister for Tourism over at the Union Gardens, we gave a commitment that we will be doing some of these things to bring the two sectors together in a big way. And very clearly, after we've done this, the main issue there is to connect the business-to-business opportunities. These small manufacturers there, as well as the larger ones. When I walked around maybe about 2 months ago and I visited St. Lucia distillers, and they're still complaining that some of their goods cannot reach the shelves of some of our hotels.
President of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, Sanovic Destang, attended the expo.
I've already been sharing some of what I've seen here today with my CHA colleagues and with my board and my executive committee, and they're very impressed with what they see from St. Lucia. There are a lot of good practices. You see great practices in Jamaica, but I think among the Eastern Caribbean islands that we've certainly got some of the best practices here, and it can only get better with partnerships that we're forming here today. I've been very, very impressed with the products that I've seen so far, and our purchasing manager is here, our executive chef is here. They're also very impressed. So I think we're definitely going to have some very good connections coming out of this.
The expo was held at Harbour Club on Thursday, 3rd October 2024. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoot reporting.
We now bring you these international reports.
Iran's supreme leader has been addressing Friday prayers in Tehran for the first time in nearly 5 years. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei denounced Iran's enemies, pointing to Israel for trying to sow the seeds of division in the Islamic world. The Ayatollah told a huge crowd in the Grand Masala Mosque that Iran and its allies must roll up their sleeves and prepare for action. The ceremony began with commemorations for the Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed by Israel last week. Well, let's go straight to our BBC Persian correspondent, Kasra Naji. He is currently on reporting assignment for the BBC Persian in Israel. Hello to you again. Just take us through the significant points that you felt came out of that address at Friday prayers.
Well, it was a significant speech coming at a time when here in Israel, Israeli leaders are basically planning their response to Tuesday night's Iranian missile attacks on Israel. And that response we feel here that could come any moment, any hour, any day now. And no doubt Israeli leaders were watching what's going on in Tehran too, where, as you say, the Iranian leader, for the first time in nearly 5 years, appeared at a mass prayer in Tehran to basically mark what has been going on in the last few weeks, and also particularly the killing of the leader of Hezbollah recently. He was very defiant, he was angry, he called on Muslim nations to unite. He said the enemy is enemy of all of our nations is one, whether we are in Iran, whether in Iraq, Syria, Egypt, all these countries that he named, basically Egypt, Yemen. He says our enemy is one enemy, and this enemy is trying to divide us with the tactic of divide and rule, and we have to come to each other's support. He supported the Hamas attack on October the 7th on Israel. He said this attack was a correct, rational, and legal, as he called it. He also praised Iran's action on Tuesday night, firing nearly 200 ballistic missiles into Israel, saying that that was also legitimate and legal. He said it was the least punishment for Israel, whom he called the rabid dog of the U.S. In the region. He also particularly was called on Palestinians to resist the Israelis. He said Palestinians have every right to resist an enemy which is trying to usurp their rights, take their homes, and kill them. So it was a defiant thing by the Iranian leader, and he also used the second sermon in Arabic to say much the same things, praising Hassan Nasrallah, the late leader of Hezbollah, and calling on people to resist Israel. He said the presence of superpowers in the region is one of the main problems that this region cannot see peace.
Kasra, he was obviously talking, we're seeing pictures of the tens of thousands of people that were listening to him directly. Who do you think, as he was speaking, he was addressing his message to?
Well, obviously, the Arab world, and particularly what Iran calls the axis of resistance. We're talking about Hezbollah, we're talking about Houthis in Yemen, we're talking about militias in Syria and in Iraq, particularly because before Tuesday night, they were losing hope in the leadership of Iran's leadership of this axis, because Iran hadn't acted on several actions of Israel, including the assassination of the Hamas leader in Tehran in July. So these groups and members of this axis of resistance were losing hope, and Iran was losing face, and Iran had to do something, and they decided, I think reluctantly, to take this action of firing 200 missiles into Israel to show that they are still resisting Israel, and they are there for them, for the axis of resistance in the region. I say reluctantly because I feel that Iran is not in a position to enter a war, really, militarily, politically, economically. Militarily, Iran is no match for Israel, particularly Israel's air superiority. Politically, Iran regime and Ayatollah Khamenei are vastly unpopular in Iran, and it's not quite certain that if a war breaks out, the Iranian population as a whole will back that kind of a war that they think has got nothing to do with Iran. Also economically, don't forget, Iran has been under international sanctions for years. Iran's economy is on its knees, and Iran cannot really sustain a war, a massive war in the region.
A majority of EU member states agreed Friday to impose tariffs of up to 45% on imports of Chinese-made electric vehicles. But the European Commission did say it would continue to negotiate with Beijing to find an alternative solution. The body said it had received enough support in a vote of EU members in the bloc's highest-profile trade case. The Commission had proposed final duties for the next 5 years. It wants to counter what it sees as unfair Chinese subsidies after a year-long anti-subsidy investigation. The tariffs range from nearly 8% for Tesla to 35% for SAIC and other companies deemed not to have cooperated with the EU investigation. It's been a highly divisive issue within the bloc itself. EU sources said 10 members supported tariffs in Friday's vote, with 5 against and 12 abstentions. It would have taken opposition from a qualified majority of 15 EU member states to block the proposal. Sources said Germany, a major car producer, voted against. Its car industry urged Brussels and Beijing to avert the planned tariffs through a negotiated deal. BMW CEO Oliver Zipse called Friday's vote a fatal signal for Europe's auto industry. Mercedes-Benz also called the tariffs a mistake, while Europe's top car maker Volkswagen called it the wrong approach. Reuters reported Wednesday the measure was likely to pass, with France, Italy and Poland planning to vote in favour. China's foreign ministry did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The EU's stance towards Beijing has hardened in the last 5 years. It views China as a potential partner in some issues, but also as a competitor and a systemic rival. The Commission says China's spare production capacity of 3 million EVs per year, which needed to be exported, is twice the size of the EU market. Given 100% tariffs in the US and Canada, the most obvious outlet for those EVs is Europe. Beijing this year launched its own probes into imports of EU brandy, dairy and pork products. The moves were widely seen as a retaliation.
Few of the North Carolina victims of Hurricane Helene will have any help from federal insurance to rebuild. A Reuters analysis of government data shows only around 1 in 200 people in the state's flood-stricken West are covered by the National Flood Insurance Program. That's a far lower rate than the coastal or riverside areas it's meant to serve. The Brousseaus living near Asheville weren't among the insured.
He came up to here. I'm surprised it didn't come through the windows because it's pretty close, and the water was coming up that way, which nobody would have expected that.
Pamela Brousseau and her husband were beginning a long cleanup job on Thursday.
I cried. I still cry. Yeah. You walk into a place that you know what it looks like, and then it's not there. It's pretty hard, but thankful that we had, ourselves here to take care of things, to assess it, and I don't know. It was pretty hard.
When they first moved in, the two were required to have flood insurance. But after 3 years, Libre, Pamela's husband, said the flood maps were redrawn and their home was no longer required to have it.
We were no longer included in the floodplain, the 100-year floodplain. There was mention of a 1,000-year floodplain. But at any rate, the requirement from the bank was no longer mandatory to have the flood insurance. We're not wealthy people, so we opted out of that coverage.
The insurance wasn't required because the federal program is mostly focused on the flood risks posed by rising seas and swelling rivers. It doesn't anticipate the threat posed by the sort of extreme rainfall brought on by Helene. Asheville is the largest city in the area. It had actually gotten a reputation as a climate haven in recent years, with people moving there from storm-prone areas. The federal government even moved its National Data Center for Environment Records there, and private insurance companies saw the area as relatively safe. The industry asked state regulators earlier this year to approve a 99% rate increase for coastal areas, but only asked for a 4% hike for some of the mountain counties that Helene went on to hit. Yet as the storm approached, insurance was very much on the Brousseaus' minds.
Yeah, it is. It's probably one of the first things that we really discussed as the storm was coming, and, holy crap. But if it's $600 a month and you have a mortgage on top of that, it's just really hard to do.
Heavy rainfall events like Helene are likely to be even more damaging with climate change, since warmer air can hold more moisture. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, since 1900, precipitation in the U.S. has increased as temperatures rose, and rain and snow are increasingly falling in intense bursts.
From a quick deal to end a big strike, to why oil prices rose less than some feared. This is the Week in Numbers. 62% was the pay hike needed to end a strike at US seaports. Dockers had walked out at facilities on the east and Gulf coasts, paralysing cargo movements. Port and ship operators made an improved pay offer amid pressure from the White House. About $157 billion was the valuation hit by OpenAI in its latest fundraising round. Companies including Microsoft and Nvidia put money in, but Reuters sources say Apple sat this one out. Around 8% was the gain for oil prices by late in the week, amid concerns conflict in the Middle East could disrupt supplies. However, strategist Rob Hayworth at US Bank Wealth Management is among those who think the price rises could be limited.
I think the market is thinking two things. One, they are well supplied currently, and two, demand is really not ramping at this point and may not until we see better data out of China.
6% was the tumble for shares in Nike after it withdrew its annual forecast. The sportswear giant is seeing weak demand in-store and online, and may need to do big discounting over the holiday shopping season. And over 27,000 was the number of Cybertrucks recalled by Tesla. Not a huge number by auto industry standards, but that's the 5th recall for the sci-fi looking pickup just this year. The vehicle went on sale in 2023, but has faced problems with everything from brake pedals to windshield wipers.
You were listening to the Midday News on WinFM 98.9. The headlines? Cabinet Secretary on Aspire program to boost youth financial literacy. ICT Minister talks Federation's digital transformation. Guyana opposition leader threatens legal action over potential new police commissioner. Export St. Lucia hosts Tourism Expo. Internationally, Iran's supreme leader defends strikes on Israel in rare public speech. Thank you for listening.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, Now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Found the sound 99.9 FM.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back for the second half of today's presentation of Voices. Before we go into the second segment of it, we would like to pause, firstly, to give credit to sponsors. And having done that, we'll come back with what I see as a breaking news item. So downtown and back.
Double the cash back. Double the groceries. Double the savings. Only at Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortsford's location for details. Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
Once again, welcome back as we delve into the second half of today's presentation of Voices. I have in my hand now what appears to be a bit of a breaking news item, and I'll read it. The St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics named Kim Collins first ever track ambassador as government fails to officially honor the sprint legend. I'll read again. The St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics names Kim Collins first ever track ambassador as government fails to officially honor him. This is breaking. It continues. In a historic move, the St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics Association has proudly announced the appointment of its first ever track and field ambassador, none other than the nation's own sprinting legend, Kim A. Collins, a global icon in athletics. Collins' extraordinary career, spanning over 2 decades, continues to make waves around the world. It continues. SKN Athletics released the statement celebrating the new role of the 2003 world champion, who remains a household name in track and field. Mr. Kim A. Collins holds a personal best and national record of 9.93 seconds for the 100 meters. The association proudly noted, adding that Collins still the only man over 40 to have broken the elusive 10-second barrier. His blistering time is 6.47 seconds in the 60 meters, is also a world record for athletics over 35. Fine print, excuse me. Collins' appointment is seen as a major step forward for St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics, with the SKN Athletics stating that the sprint legend will play a pivotal role in attracting global sponsorship and elevating the sport to new heights in the federations. Despite his monumental achievements, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has yet to officially recognize Collins as a sport and tourism ambassador, leaving SKN Athletics to shoulder the responsibility of ensuring the sprinter contribution to both athletics and the nation as continuously honored. Collins' tenure as a track and field ambassador is set to usher in an era of renewed excitement and global attention for athletics in St. Kitts and Nevis. The SKN Association deserves commendation for recognizing and celebrating the unmatched impact that this iconic athlete has made, not for just the country, but for the sports on a global scale. Can you beat that? I was just scrolling for another item and I saw it, and the headline is SKN Athletics name Kim Collins ambassador as government fails to honor his contribution. Well. That is a breaking news item. And we go to the phone lines, go to caller, your live on voices. We just missed a caller. So Mikwa, good afternoon to you. There's a primary school teacher over there at the McKnight Primary. Good day, caller, your live on voices.
Hi, good afternoon, the King.
Good afternoon, Africa. Welcome, long time to hear. What's going on?
I'm him here.
Yeah, I'm the one who's been MIA, so my apologies.
Huh?
I'm the one who's been MIA, so my apologies.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that piece of news is very timely. Except to say though, from certain aspect of the news, Kim is Kim. Kim have achieved a lot. And a certain part of the news would have said that, well, his exposure, whatever attracted, sponsors and so. Yes, that will come naturally because of achievement. And so, yeah, everything will come. I mean, if you ask me, I think it is, and, persons who would have watched the world event back in the day, that time there, would have memories as to where St. Kitts is by calling Kim's name.
I've heard of that.
I've
heard of that.
Yes, but all things that come our way, Our ambassadors, the few of them that we have and counting. They need to be put on the highest pedestal of our nation building. Marketing aspect. Reaching out to the other parts of the world to let them know, hey, we're here, we're little but we Talawa.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to that. Kudos to that. It's so long in coming. I want to get to, though, a few things. From time to time when, because school has already opened up for that this semester, and, the relevant authorities, the Ministry of Education, they will do what they have to do. But I want it to be accompanied by what the Ministry of Education will do, as opposed to other preparations like what the Ministry of Roads and the likes will have to do. And patching up some of the roads, I have seen they beat the deadline. And in fact, with speed bumps, the last two that I saw was put down. It was on a Sunday, just in front of the Cocatesial Immaculate Conception School.
Okay.
And they met the deadline. I have seen it in other areas where there are schools and so forth. I am referring to a street that goes all the way from Sandon Road. It goes east up to the Craft House, the street by the Craft House.
Yep.
Where the Tucker Clark is. The Tucker Clark Street needs some love. It needs some love from the roads department.
In terms of?
Really, really love. And it's my community. And I would not...
You say it needs some love. Love in terms of what?
Love. What the roads department will do to the street. Give them love by patching up the street.
Okay.
Getting rid of some of those potholes. That street needs real love. The Tucker Clark, right in front. For the fact that it isn't right there, there's a school there. I mean, we cannot...
Not on the Bay Road. Not on the Bay Road. You're talking about that road on the other side?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. I'm in agreement.
It needs some real love because, for instance, when there are activities on the main roads that are closed, some of the main, like the Bay Road, that's an alternate road.
Yes.
Besides that street really, really needs some love and someone who is listening, just like how tourism, who was listening, and I'm getting to that now. Tell me, the king.
Yes.
Your ears are to the ground.
Really?
You're in a certain circle. I am in a circle too, but you might be in a little closer circle. It is rumored, it might be true, that tourism has rethought about having that long duration of time, even the time beyond going to school. The 8:30 to 4:30 refreshers course for taxi association members. I was making my rounds today. I was in the circus, and lo and behold, one or two taxi guys told me. I said, I'm going to try to get it confirmed because you told me that you was going to be on the radio today. So I'm going to try to get it confirmed if it's true that they have rescinded and they decided to go back to as it were, where we attend the 8 o'clock or 8:30 to 12 o'clock for the day.
Was that the question to me?
Yes, because there used to, once ago it used to be 2 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
One would be in the morning, and we will be flexible. If we know we have an engagement in the afternoon, we will sign up for the morning. If we know we have a morning engagement, we will sign up for the afternoon. Come on, we are independent operators.
Well, here's what.
And in the slowest of time, we have to make best of our time at all times. But more so in the slowest of times when, the incomes are not really coming our way.
I hear you.
Remember the relevant persons, and I'm not begrudging them, for their monthly salary, I'm not begrudging them for their monthly salary. But I'm going to make best of my time and see how close I could get. At the end of the month, I could see where my salary lies.
Makes sense. You're a businessman.
So is it true that the relevant authorities, tourism, has rescinded and decided to keep a session from 8 to 12, and that's it?
What
Have
I
you heard
heard,
anything about it?
like you, I would say like you, I heard that remark in the circus this morning, but not satisfied with just accepting that. When I leave the station, I'm going directly to the office to verify that. I'll call you and let you know if, in fact, what you've heard as a rumor is true. But I heard it this morning. I heard that there's no longer any lunch because there was a period, a luncheon session after, and then you continued. I heard this morning that they've changed that to what you've heard. It's a shortened session, but no lunch. But it's not. I've not verified it as yet. Upon leaving Voices, I'm going directly to the office to verify. I will call you directly and update you pertaining. Fair enough?
Thank you. Because from time to time, I would sound the trumpet, so to speak.
I hear you.
I have a voice, and from time to time. But for the past week or two, or even more, the radio station has been acting as if, well, they want me to accept a conspiracy theory.
Which radio station?
This radio station that we so dear adore
Win
and
FM?
admire and wants to make our contribution.
What's the conspiracy theory?
I don't accept a conspiracy theory, but it seems like it was like, what's wrong with this radio station? The radio station, the nation's radio station, if I can call it that. People look forward to be listening. People look forward to making the contribution.
That is correct.
And why is it that, this radio station can't remedy this? What's wrong? Is this beyond the remedy of, it doesn't take a rocket scientist? Or do we need a satellite?
I have no idea why these challenges have been continuing. I've asked some similar questions. I'm told they're addressing it. I'm told this is the issue that will be sorted. There's a time frame, etc. Like you, I do have my concerns,
my contribution is few and far between. So they're piling up on me. So I'm trying to dispense these contributions.
I hear you.
I agree with what Greg said.
In terms of...
I agree with... I listened... When I tuned in, I heard Greg, and I do agree with what Greg said about the hypocrisy. Because the bottom line is that the weapons that I use are coming from the U.S.
I'm in total agreement with Greg. But I was trying to get him to understand it's not a Harris-Biden construct. This is an ingrained U.S. policy going back decades to stand and support Israel irregardless.
America is not owned by Biden or Harris or Trump. They are bigger players.
At play.
Yeah, very much so.
Israel
I am not really in support of Kamala Harris because she is a politician. I am more so in support of Kamala Harris assuming the presidency because women, and she's a woman, women need to get those positions. I believe that they have contributions to make, and they will make their contribution.
Yep.
Especially in the United States of America, where you have had all men as president. I think there's a time for, the thing to change. And Mrs. Henry, she know me. Even though she don't agree with me, the women would assert themselves. Some of others wouldn't agree with me, but they have heard me relentlessly talk about our mothers and how they have been deprived of certain positions in the society, and they're the bearers of all of us. They brought us, and then it's like the son is saying, no, mother, I'm the son. Let me take care and control everything, not knowing that it's the mother who brought the son into this world to even have the life anyhow to say you're going to be president.
For me,
the 9 months, the 40 weeks gestation, the mother didn't give you no presidency status. The mother didn't give you no presidency food. So that now you become the president, you took all the credit and none for the mother? No, our women too. So I don't just support Kamala Harris because she is an aspiring politician and she can just become the president. I support her more so because she's a woman and she has reached to that zenith of becoming as equal in terms of what a man could do, a woman could also do.
Okay, here's me. My position is, I support her because she represents the lesser of two global evils. She represents the lesser of two global evils. Notwithstanding she's female, notwithstanding she's half black, is because what she represents is the lesser of two global evils. That's it.
The king, I don't know what is lesser because there are two sides of the same coin. If you flip it and it comes heads, or if you flip it and it comes tails, I don't know which one of the heads or the tail is lesser. I see politics as the political parties as two sides of the same coin. Day could be the heads and night could be the tail. Or night could be the tail and day could be the head. The day gonna come and the night is also gonna come. When the night time comes, some people work at night, most people rest at night. But when the daytime comes, most people work, more people sleep. But regardless, they have their own, they are set in the cosmos. That's the cosmic balance of day and night. That is how Christianity and the world religions say good and evil, devil and Satan and God and devil and all sort of things. It's two of the same of the coin, two sides of the same coin. Thanks for listening.
Much appreciated. At this point, we pause once again to give due recognition to our very valued sponsors, and we'll be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Independence 41 specials for September 19th through October 2nd. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, $7.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $8.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts are just $12.99. Breyers Ice Cream, $22.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Fries, $15.79. And now our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $9.99. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. Essential Everyday Oats, regular and old-fashioned, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Toothpaste, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Welcome back to Voices. The end of call on the line. We have a picture here sent by Chris Collins of a rather sumptuous platter. All kind of nice teas and food and drinks, and they're laughing at me. We got to the 4 lines and take this one. Good to call your live on Voices. No call? My apologies. The whole issue. I have a call now. let's take it. Good to call your live on Voices.
Good afternoon, Socrates.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. I was surprised that you ran from Greg's question about price controls.
I didn't want. I gave up.
You gave up?
I gave up.
Well, I don't know. To me, there's a definite case that can be made for it. Nobody's saying that you should put price controls on everything. But there are certain basic things that you should, because you want to make sure that they are within reach of ordinary people. I'm talking about primary commodities like the flour, sugar, milk.
If I may, right? Huh? On the premise that you didn't get the start of the conversation, it was really about price gouging. It was about price gouging, different to price control. And then when we begin the case that price control is, and have all these features. My thing was price gouging is illegal.
Doesn't price control gouging?
No, price control is a mechanism whereby you put in place a system to ensure that these merchants don't just arbitrarily take up prices on items because.
Right. And price gouging is what?
Price gouging is taking advantage of the consumer, like with the issue in the U.S. where the truckers are on strike, and because there's a scarcity of commodity, people start to panic buy, and so you take advantage of that now and you just hike up the prices. That is what the issue is all about.
Right, because of the laws of supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what I'm saying is price control would also prevent that. Right? Because I mean you can't price gouging would not work if people don't buy the stuff, regardless of who's going to be buying it. If people are not buying it, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
I'm in favor of price control.
Huh?
I am in favor of price control, but he's saying that it should not be.
But that's what I called him to talk about, the price control, the philosophy behind price control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sure, don't put price controls on the champagnes and the caviar and those,
Those are boutique items.
Right. But certainly the basic items should be, I think, controlled. I remember a time when you used to have a basket of goods, I think they used to call it, with some basic items, not just food items, but basic items like, I think, toilet paper and, those kinds of things, Pampers maybe, those kinds of things, which are kind of necessities, and you don't want them to be out of reach of the ordinary person.
Remember that exercise.
Yeah. So I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I think Greg tend to go to the extreme with his philosophy, his capitalist philosophy.
And that's why I told him that we will disagree on this one. So I didn't really run from it. We just said, hey, let's disagree on this one.
Okay. Yeah. With regards the American policy on the Middle East, it's one of those things, just like the policy on Cuba, which makes no sense, but has been applied over the years, almost to the point where it's almost in the Constitution. Blanket support of Israel and sanctions against Cuba. Regardless of the administration, whether Republican or Democrat, that's in the White House, you can be assured that those policies remain.
Which was also
the intersection.
Which was also the pro-apartheid stance.
The what?
Pro-apartheid stance that they took. The Americans.
Yeah. Right.
They supported apartheid.
That became unsustainable.
So did Israel.
And similarly, the policy in the Middle East and on Cuba is eventually going to be phased out. Okay, because it makes no sense. It's more an emotional argument than anything else. Right? Of course, the West, America included, want to have some kind of bridgehead in the Middle East because they figure that all the countries around them, because of the history of imperialism and so on, they would be anti the West. And Israel
offers them.
Hello?
Israel geographically offers them continue.
Yeah, offers them a presence in the region that they can depend on to do the dirty work.
That's exactly the issue.
Yeah.
That's exactly the issue. Nothing more, nothing less.
But it is short-sighted because it's in the West's interest to have good relations, not with, I forget the population of Israel, but it can't be more than a couple million. It is in the interest to have good relations with all those other countries which are much larger have much larger markets, and have much more potential than, let's say, Israel. Okay? You want a stable place. You want oil prices and so on to be stable. And I don't see how trotting out Israel to be bombing these people is helping that in any way.
That is why the U.S. administration, Biden, has put warships in the region to contain Iran. Response to what is happening is Israel.
It's not even a matter of containing Iran, because a battle between, a war between Iran and Israel, we know the result of that. Iran is going to be defeated, right?
But it's to prevent the response that Iran can launch. It's intimidation.
Huh?
Those battleships strategically placed around in the Strait of Hormuz is to let Iran know your response has to be limited. If not, we'll obliterate you. They're there to support
Israel. What I'm saying is that Israel can obliterate Iran without the U.S. help. That's what I'm saying. I think it's more a case of saying that, listen, you are my surrogate. I am going to stand behind you regardless, because they didn't have to participate in defending Israel against Iran. Israel has nuclear weapons. Iran doesn't. Right? Israel can wipe out Iran. But it's a gut reaction from over the years. You see, like the demonstrations in the States with the young people.
Yes.
It's mostly because they don't understand it. They don't understand how is it that Israel could get away with killing so many innocent civilians. It makes no sense, right? There's no proportionality to it at all. You know, and so, but that's the policy of both Republican candidates, the Republicans, and the Democrat candidate. They are essentially holding one head when it comes to that, because they are afraid, mortally afraid, to offend the Jewish lobby.
Of course.
Right? And so it's interesting to hear Kamala Harris trying to walk the tightrope.
She has no choice.
Huh?
She has no choice.
She says Israel has a right to defend itself, but how it does it matter. You know? But that's about as far as she can go.
She can't go.
Say, well, we're going to stop weapon sales. You can't even call them sales, because they just give them a couple billion a year to spend. But she can't dare say that she's going to stop the weapons, giving weapons to Israel to try to end the slaughter and put some pressure on them.
She can't.
Because that is a sure way to lose the election against Trump. So in this conundrum, I don't know what's going to happen. And you notice nobody is even talking so much about the day after, because the day after probably not going to come. What seems like it's going to happen is that Israel is going to say, okay, we hit them enough. They stop. The Arab nations will probably pour in some money there to try and rebuild Gaza and Beirut and make life a little less hard for them. Israel will be continuing to pick off the Palestinians, the leadership, and whoever it regards as terrorists.
And get more territory.
Right. The settlers would be still there trying to get more territory. And Hamas,
much greater at the
whatever
moment.
the name will emerge, is going to resist that kind of
apartheid.
That kind of expedition.
Here's what.
Adventurism.
You're a student of
You
history.
start over again. So you can look for not this to happen again 10, 20 years from now.
Okay.
Right? And that's unfortunate. I don't know why the rest of the world can't put the foot down. Probably expel Israel from the UN. It's only symbolic, but
Here's
I
what.
mean,
Here's
huh?
what. You're a student of history. I brought up the name of Henry Kissinger this morning. You know the role he played. Go back to 1974, the first major global embargo, oil embargo.
Mm-hmm.
It was a case of the Americans supplying arms and ammunition to the Jews to fight the Arabs. The Arabs say, hey, wait a minute. We control the oil industry. So they put an embargo on the U.S. And that led to the first global, what I'm looking for? Where the price of everything went up.
Yeah.
It was because of the role that Henry Kissinger played. And the Americans were supplying the Jews with arms and ammunition to kill the Arabs who control the oil industry. What did Donald Trump say when he went into office? Let's go in and grab the oil. It's all about energy and control in the region. That is why Israel is supported, because there's a proxy for the U.S. policy of controlling the region. So historically, that's their stance. That is why I told Jeffrey it has nothing to do with Biden or Harris. This is an established U.S. policy of controlling the region.
And it doesn't seem, the thing is, it doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon. The Palestinians, they talk about having two states, but they're not really putting any pressure on Israel to go towards that, right? And so it's going to, this is going to seem as if it's going to be a never-ending cycle. Nobody seems to want to break the stalemate, you know? And that's really unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what it is, because it ain't just Netanyahu, eh? Yes, he's the face of it. Mm-hmm. He's belligerent and all of that. But Israel is who, the Israeli population is who elected him.
Wasn't it the Prime Minister was assassinated?
Huh?
After Arafat and the former Israeli Prime Minister met at the UN, at the White House with Clinton, the former Prime Minister of Israel.
The one who they assassinated?
Shortly after.
Yeah.
Shortly after. And Netanyahu's name was mentioned as one of the main agitators to get rid of him. Shortly after, Arafat, and I forget his name, was hosted by Clinton at the White House, and they were talking about peace and the two-party state shortly after he was assassinated.
Yeah.
So that's the issue.
There are people who don't want the status quo to stay. They want to foment this forever and ever and ever. And, you know, it's really unfortunate, because there are other ways out of this, right?
Name one.
I mean, obviously, the Palestinians and Israel have to share the land. The Palestinians are not going anywhere. Even though they may... and you notice, it's a cynical approach, you know, because it's like they don't care now if women and children...
No.
It's part of the collateral damage.
Because they spend the put in it.
Because those represent the future.
They spend the put in it.
It's a cynical way of it. It almost seems like some in some quarters it's called genocide, right?
Shades of apartheid. Who they supported? Reagan supported apartheid.
The rest of the world, obviously feel it is wrong. When Netanyahu went there at the UN to speak, when he met with booze and people walking out and so on, I mean, that alone should give him an indication that, listen, man, you're objectionable, right? But for some reason, I shouldn't say for some reason. Nobody really want to buck the authority of the United States, you know. They're afraid to cross them.
Remember,
a lot of nations are afraid to cross them.
Remember, the Republicans invited him to address Congress while Obama was state president. They invited him to address Congress, slapping Obama in the face. You know?
And that would always happen. That would always happen. Because, as I said, the intersection of money and U.S. politics. You know? So, I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation. I think most people just throw their hands up in the air. They don't like what's going on. But they say, well, I'm glad it's not me. And just,
you're right.
Too bad for the Paris.
Because the Jewish lobby is very, very powerful. Going back to the days of Kissinger when he actually won the world, as far as I know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Until it isn't. Until it isn't. Right? You notice, right? I haven't heard much of it of late, but this attempt, for instance, by the BRIC countries to like have alternative to the U.S. dollar as the standard currency and so on. That would undermine, I think, the overwhelming power of the United States. Okay? But you can bet your life that they're going to do whatever is necessary to prevent that from happening.
Including?
So the Russia-China, right, is Brazil, India, who else? BRIC. Who is this? China, right?
Guyana wants to jump in the
South Africa, and they want Saudi Arabia to come along too. You know, if they form that kind of alliance, right, to challenge the dominance of the U.S. dollar, that would be a game changer. You know,
the longest liver see the most.
Huh?
The longest liver see the most.
The longest
liver, who live longest, see the most.
Yeah, but you know that would be hard to achieve too, because you know Socrates is getting like his payment in U.S. dollars still, right? He want no Chinese, no Chinese currency.
But
the
first is going to affect the tourism industry unless they change the whole paradigm of tourism. Because 90% of our tourists come from North America, Europe.
From North America.
And that's the currency that we trade in. So that will make a
For
major
years,
interruption.
We've been talking about diversifying where they come from, like going towards the South American market and so on. But it just, it's a natural phenomenon. I mean, they're our neighbors. That's where a lot of family migrate to and so on. And so it's a natural alliance between North America and the Caribbean, and it's in the Western Hemisphere zone of influence and so on. And of course, there's that language thing. Okay, South America, you know, there's a language barrier with South America.
So from where we sit in the region, we're saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. That's exactly what our policy is. Foreign policy is. You know, what do you call it? Friends of all and enemies of none.
There you go.
You know.
There you go.
Right, and then of course you have the African continent, which you know every now and again we talk about bettering our relations with them, but it never happened in any real
tangible way,
big sense. You know.
The effort is token. Look at Haiti next door. We have not really established anything tangible with Haiti. Right? So how do we reach Africa? Two different things yet, but listen, you have to be able to dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Yeah.
And we gave Haiti token commentary and this and that, and that's it. Talking points, that's it.
Yep.
You know,
it's amazing how the things just don't seem to change. You know, I suspect that decades from now we're going to be confronted with the same problems with the same people in the same regions. You know, it's really unfortunate. I can see why some people throw up their hands. You know,
totally.
This problem too big for me.
Totally.
You know, and just.
Get the can down the road.
It is what it is, as you would say.
Get the can down the road.
Yep.
But it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. So, you know, every once in a while, give me a call. Let's chat. All right? Are you there? Wow. I was saying to the gentleman, it's always a pleasure. I do appreciate your calls and your contribution to the program. So don't be shy. Next time, we know if you don't have a call, we're taking a station break and we come back and we take it into. We have a call. Go to call your live on Voices. All right, station break and come back. Okay, we're waiting a call. If not, we got they drop out. Okay. But they call you live on Voices.
Yes, Socrates, it's me again.
So, welcome.
I would like to make this as quickly as possible. So,
okay.
First of all, whatever, like I said earlier, whatever you put price control on, okay, you're going to either create shortages of it, or black markets, or both, or what will happen, and happens a lot of time, very inferior substitutes are made. Because of the price control. These would be the results. They have never, to the best of my knowledge, anywhere in the world, where price control has been applied by government, where these things never happen. So these things that we think the poor need, you're going to make it in the end worse for them sooner or later. You want to help the poor? What you do, you increase the purchasing power of the dollar, and you do such thing as deregulate the economy, including, deregulate the economy with government regulation, including stop providing protectionism to the agents.
Okay.
You do these things and lower taxes as well, at least lower taxes, you help the poor a lot. Okay?
Got you covered.
But secondly, I will say quickly as well. We know how this hypocritical game goes. If Trump was in power, the blame for leveling Gaza would have been placed on Trump. Just like during the Bush-Obama times, when Bush was in office and doing the bombing and so, people were criticizing Bush. Obama came in and increased the bombings, and the vast majority of the people kept silent who was criticizing Bush. So we know how this hypocritical game goes. Because the Democrats saying Harris and Biden are it's bigger than them. But let it be Bush, Trump who was in, and you would have been hearing how much the devil Trump was. There would not have been an argument that some system controlling him. It would be the people who are defending Harris and Biden would have been blaming Bush.
Okay, sir.
So this is how the game goes, Socrates.
Okay. Got you.
Okay, thank you.
Much appreciated. Station break, and we'll be right back.
Double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortford's location for details. Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
the start of the week, it's time for a new perspective. It's time for Unfiltered. Join Azar Gums, lawyer and deputy leader of the People's Action Movement, for raw and unfiltered political analysis of the current events in St. Kitts and Nevis. Tune in every Sunday evening from 7:30 p.m. on Win FM as he breaks the mantle and cuts through the unfiltered political noise to bring you the facts. Join Azard every Sunday evening on Win FM 98.9 and winfm.com, unfiltered.
At 25 minutes down past the 1 o'clock hour, we are wrapping up today. Some presentation of voices. We want to thank all the folks who made a contribution as we continue the discussion. The lines are still open. If you want to call and make your contribution. Want to say a special good afternoon to Bag of Sugar up there. She's off today. And of course, she's home with all her toys. So, one happy lady. Sorry about that. I thought we had a call. So I've not heard from Sister Henry. I've heard from Calbourne at least twice. I've heard from Gregory. I've heard from Africa. I've heard from my good friend. You know, I mean, like, we've had a rather good discussion today. Today's Friday. Oh, the carnival stuff, yes. There was a little issue up there in terms of the carnival committee was offering $500 for the first release of a Calypso or Soca entry. And the conditions were it had to be, you couldn't release it before last week, Tuesday. That was the day by which you had to release it. Now, Fantastic Thunder would have released at least 4 songs prior to that. Not knowing that if you release a song, even if it was new for the season, if it was released before the Tuesday, it would not be acknowledged. And so he releases songs because the standard is, the expectation normally is, the first release of a Calypso or a Soca song, you're given $500. So he prepared early, released early, and found out late that the song could not be released or accepted before last week, Tuesday. So that created a bit of controversy, and they went back and forth with, victimization, blah, 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 blah. But I think they came to understanding, and that matter is put to rest, so to speak. Tomorrow, at 2 o'clock, there'll be a meeting at the Warner's Park for all Calypsonians taking part in the 2024-25 Calypso competition. So those who haven't heard before, be there to get all the latest rules, regulation, the new judging criteria, etc., I intend to be there because there's information I need to have to share with the tent members. So on behalf of those who won't make it, I'll be able to pass that on. There's also chat where much information is shared. But this let the public know that things are being put in place for what's supposed to be an exciting upcoming Calypso Carnival season. Per our conversation with Calbourne this morning, we did touch base on the many topics that's potentially out there. And we were asking, like, which Calypsonian would address which particular topic, because some years ago we had a carnival season and not one song was of political commentary. It was a very boring carnival season because people want to hear the melody of the day, right? I was told by a judge last year, and he was like disappointed in me, like, you used to be so political, this and that, and now you're singing Tory song about Double Slice of Paradise. Yeah, but is what he was saying to me. You were the person, you were the firebrand, you used to come with your political commentary, you used to be caustic, and now you're singing Tory song. Yeah, but you understand, when certain persons are painted into a corner, allow themselves to be painted into a corner, that's what's expected from the public at large. Now, Beulah tells me, win, lose, or draw, you're my king. Right? So I'm listening to Beulah. Sandra Byron is saying, Socrates, don't take them on, because blah, blah, blah. What bothers me, though, is that we crown winners in St. Kitts. And we have a very high standard, say what you wish. But then we go overseas to compete in other arenas. And the person we sent don't place in the first 6. That's a personal insult to me. as a Calypsonian, who brings standard, who've gone out there to represent proudly my federation. But the entries that we send out there do not place on the record show in the first 6, not in the top 3. And I don't care who it bothers. It's a problem to see St. Kitts with small and with Talawa. But you go to Anguilla, you go to Montserrat, but you can't place in the top 6. Imagine that. So let's hope that we can produce winners this year, get results for Calypsonians and representative, queens, etc. to go overseas and represents the sweet, beautiful SKN, Sugar City, Nevis Nice, and Double Slice of Paradise. Represent us not only at home, but abroad. On that note, we now 5. Well, the tense that determines on what is agreed to tomorrow. That determines on what's agreed to tomorrow. I'm being asked about the tents. The tent season, I normally open my tent in the second week or the first week of November. We are October 4th. Tomorrow on the 5th, we'll discuss issues pertaining to the Calypso, the tent, etc. Based on what's agreed to there, I can better say, okay, we're having a tent, XYZ, blah, 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 from blah, blah, blah. So that'll be a discussion that we take up on Monday morning, God's willing. In the meantime, I want to wish all and sundry the best of the rest of Friday, 4th day of October, the first Friday of the month. Make it a happy one, make it a pleasurable one, make it a safe one. And with God's willing, we are back here on Monday. Bag of sugar, love you.
Here are your horoscopes by IGA